I'm here with the Chase Bliss Generation Loss MKII, and if you're familiar with this pedal, you'll know that they've made some other versions of it. I featured 2 of them here on the channel, but this one is like the ultimate Generation Loss pedal. It's perfect for lo-fi music. But it's also good at doing things that aren't lo-fi, so we're gonna visit that later, but first we are gonna do lo-fi. We're gonna start there. So I'm gonna call my friend Juliana, and I'll be using Generation Loss on my harp. And Juliana will be singing into this microphone from Trash Talk Audio.
Things keep happening for a reason that I can't explain. Feels like I'm falling into place. For once I'm not just floating in the space, wondering where to turn or which path I should take. Things keep happening for a reason that I can't explain. Feels like
I know Chase Bliss pedals can seem a little intimidating because all this scary stuff, especially at the top, but once you spend some time with it, it's really not that bad. So let's just go over what some of this stuff does. So what you heard at the end there relates to this switch here, because this switch determines what happens when you push this down. So right now it's set as a tape stop, which is more sudden, but if you switch it over here, it maxes out the failure knob. These dip switches at the top do a bunch of different things, but for the most part, this half automates certain functions of the pedal, and this half does a bunch of fun stuff. One of the dip switches that I really like to use is the dry type, which puts a filter on your dry signal before sending it into the rest of the pedal. My favorite dip switch is this one right here, the Classic, because it pretty much turns the pedal into the 2019 Chase Bliss version of Gen Loss, which I absolutely love. If you've ever taken those tiny little fingers of yours and typed in Generation Loss into the reverb search bar, you'll know that this pedal has been price gouged quite a bit over the past couple years. But now, with the Classic switch up here, once you engage it, you instantly save yourself like $1,000 because you don't need that pedal anymore. With classic mode on, this knob here turns into a sample rate knob. So by using another dip switch up here, you can automate the movement of the sample rate to make it sound more like a bit crusher. I want to make a track that sounds like it belongs in Metroid, and I want to use my harp to make it. So using that bit crushing method, I'm going to try to make a video game-like track. So I'll be using my Moog synths. The DFAM sounds like this. And the Mother 32 sounds like this. I'll be using the Generation Loss on my harp. And I'll also be using the Chase Bliss preamp on the bass strings of my big blue harp. So with all these switches, dip switches, and knobs, you're probably thinking there's no more room for an overdrive. And you're wrong, because if you turn the saturation knob up, you get a really nice overdrive sound from Gen Loss. And what I like to do is I like to add a shimmer reverb after my overdrive, just, to spice it up a little bit. Generation loss can also make your signal sound like it's coming from a boat that's lost at sea. When you're trying to signal to somebody on your walkie-talkie and it's not really going through, it's bad broadcast. Sound like weak signal radio broadcast.
Happening in the river valley, so nature was just
Thank you so much to Chase Bliss for sending me the Generation Loss MKII. I'm really excited to keep playing with it and discover some more sounds.